Next up, let's go all the way to
This is Brazil.
Afro Funk.
Alright, in this video, I'll show you 10 different Afrobeat drum patterns and how it feels across different musical genres. The simplest and most authentic drum pattern. Support it with a 4-step kick pattern. Can be heard in popular songs like Amapiano by CK.
All because of you, I be on the phone all night long.
Just because it's simple doesn't mean you will just have to use it like this in your beat. What we can do is place emphasis on certain hits of the pattern, as this can be heard in Remy's Calm Down. It places emphasis on the second hit. We can creatively build on this by layering with other percussions. We can layer the rounded kick with a punchy kick, add swing for a more groovy drums, and finally, we can glue everything together with a shaker loop. This next pattern is the Ghana style Afrobeat. The pattern goes like this, and it can be heard in songs like Down Flat by Kevin Boy.
My head, I know fit to reset, I know fit to connect.
But this pattern is deeply rooted in Ghanaian uplifting songs called Jama. Where you can embellish the pattern by creating a form of call and response. Add shakers, and you can layer it with another cowbell. Just shift it in the range tool to make it sound like two persons are playing not in time. So now that we have gotten the foundation out of the way, let's see how we can fuse these drum patterns into other genres. Let's begin with Highlife. Highlife is a Ghanaian music genre from the 1920s with its peak influence in the 1950s, with artists like E.T. Mensah revolutionizing the sound. Let's have a listen to a classic Highlife song. So with the same bounce, all we do is move the last pattern 2 beats back. This bounce is also popular in Jama songs in Ghana. As this can be heard in Kids Daniel's Cough. It's not always that you build drums from scratch. We can just cushion it with percussion loop to make it sound a lot more fuller. Sounds clean and full enough.
Next up, let's go all the way to
This is Brazil.
Afro Funk. It's a fusion of Brazilian funk with Afrobeat. The pattern goes like this. Add some hard kick and some percussions. A vocal sample. And to make it Afrobeat-like, add some shakers and African percussions to bring it home. Let's hear it in the words of Shiloh.
I've left Nigeria, I've gone to Brazil. I was like, let's come back home. I got this shaker from the streets.
As this can be heard in Burna's Boy's Tapata or Tuma Tuma by Ruga. Let's look at Raggaeton Dancehall fusion. This is basically taking Raggaeton and Dancehall, fusing it together, adding African percussions to make it Afrobeat. A typical Raggaeton drum will sound like this, with some percussions. So start with same pattern. Add some percussions to fill it up. This drum pattern can be heard in songs like Wine by CK.
Next pattern, Afro Swing.
This was developed in the UK. It fuses Afrobeat, dancehall, a little bit of hip hop and R&B. The snare or rim shot comes on the second and fourth beat. And we can add a counter snare. It's either we layer it or create a unique pattern, a simple kick pattern. That's basically the foundation. We can make it more Afrobeat-like by adding shakers, African percussions like congas and bongas, and that will be Afro Swing. Next up, let's look at Afro Dancehall. With dancehall, we make a bouncy percussion. Instead of the snare or the rim shot hitting on every second and fourth beat, we can omit some strong hits and replace them with another percussion. This percussion loop is perfect. You can space out the kick or go crazy with it. To make it sound more Afro dancehall, we can add a heavy tom or a conga bass or other African percussions like bongo, shakers, and the likes. Let's talk about Afropiano. It's Amapiano fused with Afrobeat. The kick is usually soft, and the percussions are relatively simple. You can add a percussion loop for more bounce. And what's most iconic about this genre is the log drum that drives the low end. Next up, let's look at Afro Drill. Like the name says, drill plus Afrobeat. The hi-hat goes like this at 140 BPM. Now let's bring it down to 101. You recognize the pattern. Now you get this Afrobeat vibe. We just put the rim shot or snare on the third and fourth beat. Add kick. As this is mainly typical to songs of Black Sherif.
I'll be working all the summer, getting my bread up and shit, moving from place.